Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa man yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi syrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the weakness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be a misguider for him. And whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to be worshipped except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. You have blessed upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily you are most worthy of praises and most noble. Today, inshallah, we'll continue with our topic. We stop in the middle of the 19th rule of the 50 Quranic rules on soul and life. The rule that we took is actually from the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 179. The Allah said, "Walakum fil qisasi hayatun ya ulil albab." Walakum fil qisasi hayatun. And for you, in the law, in the lawful retribution, there is life. There is life. This topic that we talk about it, that being put down in the Quran, while Allah Ta'ala telling us about the ruling about qisas, lawful retribution. If you look into the Old Testament, there is the phrase an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That is the same what being mentioned here in Islam, because all law or divine law being brought to us by the prophets and the messengers are from Allah. So whenever Allah Ta'ala told us to do something, then for us it's actually to do that and not to question. Only that sometimes people have doubt. So Allah SWT told us about the ruling in if another a person kill another person, a life, so he actually can be killed lawfully by the government. This topic was quite long last week when we talk about the rulings about the way in Islam when if anybody can be took responsible for killing anyone, in the terms right now there has first degree murder and manslaughter. There's two sides. So in Islam actually the same. When first degree murder, there is when you kill somebody intentionally, then you can be killed. Means the family of the murdered person can ask from the government to have your life. And if you kill the person unintentionally, only that we did explain last week, that intentionally or unintentionally can be looked into by the way the killing happened. Means that if you are the person is actually attacking you, you defend yourself, there is nothing there. But if you go and attack a person with something that can kill him, something that can take his life, with a knife, a machete, something like that, then even though you say in the court, when you're being trial by the court, you say that I did not intend to kill him, to murder him, because you went to the person with something that can kill him, you are considered killing with intention. If you go to the person without something that can kill him, like a mineral bottle, water, you attack with that thing, normally people will not die from that attack. So if that person die with your bare hand or something like that, then you will be considered as, like you said, manslaughter, or killing without intention. And the third one is actually killing, but actually wrongfully. It actually doesn't have any intention, because like when you drive a car on the road, somebody jump in front of your car. This happen sometimes when you go to Uliam Baru, the Sungai Tua Road. The monkey sometimes jump in front of the car. If a person did something like that, you doesn't have any intention to do harm to anybody. You just actually moving with your car on the road, but somebody jump in front of you. You kill him. There's nothing upon you. But if you are actually driving recklessly, and causing any harm to others, even until the life actually any person being taken, then it will be considered as, like we said, the second one is actually the manslaughter. You cannot be killed, but the compensation that you have must to pay to the family is actually equivalent to 100 camel. So in Islam, because we did mention last week, in Islam, when you did any things to a person, any harm to a person, causing him to die, causing death, or anything from injury, the most people that essentially have problem or being affected is that person and his family. It's not the society, because when you look into the trial right now, if anything you did something like that, you will be considered as doing the crime towards the society. So the compensation, anything, like if you hit somebody right now, you have to pay around 350 ringgit. 350 ringgit, but you pay to the government. But the person that you cause injury to, it doesn't get anything, unless he sue you for any damages happen to him, then you have to pay. But if he didn't sue you in the court, then you don't have to pay anything to that person. That's really in Islam is opposite, because the person that being affected by the injury of death is actually the person himself, the victim, and the family of the victim, not the government. But now you're paying the summon or the any fine to the government, but the family doesn't get anything. So there's the references here. Even we said that in the recitation that the ayah that we recite in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 179, Allah Ta'ala said about whoever being forgiven by his brother, means the family forgave him, doesn't want to take his life, then he must pay. He must pay with good payment to the family, and actually then even though the family doesn't take his life, doesn't ask for his life, he must pay for the damage that being done. Actually, the family can also reject to take anything, but everything actually will consider from the family, not from others. So when we recite about this, we have few station waqfah. We took three place in that ayah to think about the meaning. The first one we said about this, that the crime rate of murder in any country, whether Muslim country or non-Muslim country, that the murderer will be killed because of the murder he did, that country will surely have lesser murder crime in their country, because people actually worry about their life. And when we look into the society that they don't kill the murderer, then people will think lightly about killing others. Nobody think about to be afraid, because like we said last week, people who enter the prison, they get food 3 times a day, all the equipment for them to exercise, and also if they are sick, then the government will take care of their expenses, their payment, their bills, hospital bills will be paid by the government. By the victim, in the other hand, the family of the victim doesn't get anything. That's essentially what we can call as not unjust that happening by the law of the human. But in whatever Allah Ta'ala told us to do, is actually that's the best. So the first one is actually the crime rate in the country, the murder rate in the country of that implement killing the murderer is actually lesser, will be lesser than the country that giving chances for the murderer to be alive. After 10 years, 15 years, he get out, maybe he will murder again. He doesn't care about that, because his life is not being taken. And nobody feel threatened by killing others. He said that 5, 10, he is okay with about that. And second session, or second looking into the ayah, when Allah Ta'ala said, "Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, ya hayatun," for you in the lawful retribution there is life. When Allah Ta'ala said like that, because life is actually the most precious things for a human. You can compare whatever you have, your life is actually most precious. So when people being threatened, if they kill anybody, then the government will take care about that and punish them by killing. Then it actually is up from 2 sides. The first side is actually for the justice in the community. The second thing is actually to make sure that the family of the victims or the murdered person will not retribute by themselves, will not take the gun and kill the person that killed their family. So that people know that nobody must take the law in their own hand. That's the thing. And the third one, we say it's about, even though some people will say that it's actually so weird when people is actually being killed, you kill the killer, so the number of the society will be reduced. People will think something like that. But the problem is the killer that kill a person essentially will kill another person and another person after that, if they not being stopped by the government from doing the killing. That's why in saving the other life, you must sacrifice that one life. Okay, so that's we stop there until the third station. Okay, so today inshallah we go into the continue our topic for page number 123. Waqfatur rabi'atu. Waqfatur rabi'atu. The fourth station that we can look into the verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 179. What can we learn from there? He said here, "Hiya ma khatmi hadhil qa'idati biqaulihi ta'ala." Our last station, our fourth station is with the ending of this rule by the saying of Allah, "Ya ulil albab," O people who have sound mind. Allah Ta'ala is addressing this rule and this explanation for those who have sound mind. فَفِي ذَلِكَ, in that, tanbihun ala ta'ammuli fi hikmatil qisas, there is there is a reminder to look into the wisdom of lawful retribution. Fi tawjihin nida'i ila ashabil uqul. Then with the addressing of the calling to those who have the mind, or to have logic. Isyaratan ila anna hikmat al-qisas la yudrikuha illa ahli nazari sahih. That is actually, there's a sign or a pointer that the wisdom of the lawful distribution will not be known except for those who the people of who have sound, or who have rightful set of mind. They have the right side of mind, then they can understand. إِذْ وَفِي بَادِئِ الرَّأْيِ كَأَنَّهُ عُقُوبَةً بِمِثْلِ الْجِنَايَةِ. Because from just the starting of looking into the lawful retribution, it is as if the punishment is same to the crime, because the crime is killing, and you punish the killer by killing him. So you do two killing, like we said just now. So two killing. So some people will say that why must you kill a person who kill? Because you are doing the same that he is doing. So some people will say like that. لأن في القصاص رزية ثانية. Because in the qisas, in the lawful retribution, there is second disaster. لكنه عند التأمل هو الحياة لا رزية. But if you look carefully into it, you will see that it is actually a life, not a disaster. Because like we said, a killer sometimes, a murderer sometimes, they have that thinking about not to care about another life. Even sometimes, like we say about Hitler, such as Hitler, when he lift up the race that he is, the Aryan race. So he's thinking about another race essentially must be eliminated, so that this Aryan race will become the dominant race, the best. Even though if you think about it, it's actually illogical, because we, all of us, is actually from the same father, that is Adam, and the same mother, Hawa. So anything being born from them, anybody being born from them, and to in the end, like now, there's Malay, Chinese, Arabs, European, Caucasian, or any we say look or African. That is actually from whatever Allah Ta'ala created Adam from. You cannot stop whatever the birth, a child being brought in this world, like you want it to happen. They said that it's actually to control breeding, make sure that the breed is actually from the good breed only. That's the thing, that when Hitler moving with his army, the idea was that, thinking that everybody else must be eliminated. He actually thinking that the Aryan race is the best race in this world, so it must be the dominant. So other race must be eliminated. We in Islam, we learn that our race, our color, our structure, bone and everything, all of it came from Adam. The Prophet ﷺ, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he told us, he said that, Inna Allah khalaqa Adam min qabdatin qabadaha min jami'il ardi. That Allah Ta'ala created Adam from every soil, from the soil of earth. Means that being taken from every soil of the soil of earth. Faja'a banu Adam ala qadril ard. So the children of Adam came into existence as the soil that Adam been created from. For some of them is red, white, black, and in between red and white, black and red. So the children of Adam, the color came from that. So you can actually then you cannot stop it, because once the genetic is there, if the person said his Aryan race, from his race will come the whatever race before him, before the Aryan race, will come out in the end, going back to whatever from Adam is there. That is what we learn from genetic. We can understand that even right now, because of the first or the oldest human skeleton found was in Africa. So now the scientist is actually telling us that all of us is origin from Africa. All of us have the origin of Africa. All of us, because the skeleton that being found, human skeleton, humanoid, not apes, not in between. The human is actually around 5 million years old. Being dated, carbon dating, 5 million years old. So they said that this is the oldest one. So they start to draw the movement of human being from Africa to another place in this world. Whatever it is that we know, that a person like such as Hitler, he have that mind about killing other to make his present more dominant. And people that killing others for fun, because of hobby, like what we say right now in United States of America, in USA, what happened now? The people actually going into the road, killing and shooting people in the supermarket, at the school. That type of thinking, that person, if not being stopped, if you release them, they will do it once again. That's why when you say about the lawful retribution, is actually to stop the disaster from continuing, to be continued by that person. Like being said before about one person, maybe he is actually become an idol for those who like to kill another race or person, like the person called he has swastika on his head. He killed a family, 16 people in a family. I don't remember his name. Actually, we did mention about his name before, but today we forgot about him. Charles Manson. Charles Manson. So he actually killed a family. When he died in the hospital, peacefully. All of the in condition. Actually, in a hospital, paid by the government, die peacefully in the hospital. While he is actually killing 16 people from one family, all of them. And like today, we have the movement in USA, the movement of white supremacy. Means that anybody not white, not from the same race, from the origin, founding father of the America, they should be killed and should not be left out in this thing. If the government doesn't stop them, they will continue to do harm to others. That's why when we said, even though by looking at first sight, you will see that the punishment is the same as the crime. But actually, the punishment will stop another crime like that. That is the thing. Lil wajhainil mutaqaddimain, because of the two things that we mentioned before. Because of the first thing, to stop the killing from continue, and to stop from the family of the victim to kill each other after that. Because if you don't stop that, then people will start to killing each other. Then the numbers of the people in the society will reduce more than just reducing one. ثُمَّ قَالَ, then after Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah, the end of the ayah, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, may you, with this law that Allah Ta'ala give you, tattaqun, you will become pious. You have the piety towards Allah. Ikmalan lil illati. It's actually, this is to complete the reason why did Allah Ta'ala give the lawful retribution to be done. Why not just say forgive the person? Because for you to taking care of yourself, to make sure that you be careful to not harm others. Then Allah Ta'ala give you this law. Because people surely, whenever the government is taking care about like the speeding or anything, the police making roadblocks, so people will start to drive carefully because of the awareness about whatever being done by the government. So it is the same when Allah Ta'ala told us to do this, to have this retribution, to stop the killing from continuing to happen. In our time today, the story or the news about those who kill other doesn't being killed is actually sometimes making the people who want to kill another person doesn't care about killing, because he see that that person is not being done to him anything, no harm, just stay inside the prison, maybe 5 lashes, 6 lashes, but still can eat 3 times a day, have any equipment, have a library, can do anything but inside the prison, waiting there. So some of them have that mindset. They doesn't care about that, and even because of the anger that they have when they are doing that. Some people say that it's actually I satisfy myself by killing that person, even though I go to prison. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't feel anything. That's why stopping it is actually really from the wisdom, and also to make us be pious towards Allah. Ay li ajli an tattaqu, that is for you to become pious. Wala tatajawazu fi akhdhi tha'ri haddal adli wal insaf, that you will not overcrossing in retribution more than the boundary of justice and also fairness, because it's actually from the side. Because if you do it, maybe you do it more than he is supposed to. Because in Islam, when you kill, just kill. You don't ever poke the person with the knife or cut his finger, take out his fingernail. This will not be done in Islam. Just the killing, and the killing will be quick by chopping the head. But some people will say that this is actually so cruel. But actually, the feeling sensation for you to feel pain, coldness, heat, and everything come by the nerve system from your brain to your body. If you kill a person by poking his hand, cutting hand by part by part, so all the pain will be tasted by the person. He will feel that, because all the feeling is actually by the nerve system. So whenever you cut off the head, and people say that it's cruel, actually there's another words there, so cruel. But the problem is when you cut the head from the body, you shut off the person sensation. The sensation is not there anymore. It's quickly then better than you put like being done in few places, in few states in United States, by venom being injected into the body. And some place they use the electrical chair, and also some in Malaysia will use it, they hanging until death. Actually, the thing that people that never ever entered the prison, they doesn't know that the rope that being used for hanging, actually they didn't just let it be like that. So the joint between the loop and the hanging rope is actually there's an iron. I see it because I went into the Pudu jail and look into the things that being used. So when they put the iron, they will put it here. means that the person will be hanged, but the rope will not, the joint will not be on the back, but on the front of the throat here. So when they release the person and he fell down, then the iron will snap the throat like that. It's not just like that, but this will broke the air channel here by that iron. So it's actually painful. To understand this, if ever you go into using a sharp knife with your hand and you accidentally cut your hand with that sharp knife, you will not feel any sensation or any pain actually for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes. Because normally when people being cut, they doesn't even know that being cut, the cut is being done. In the night, you will feel when the nerve start to grow, you feel the pain. But when at the first start, when the incision being done by anything sharp, you will not feel anything actually. That's why in Islam, when you want to slaughter animal, the knife must be sharp. You cannot use something that is actually not sharp to slaughter the animal, because when you put the knife, you cut the air and the food channel from the throat, and the blood vessel up and blood vessel down. So the animal actually at that time will not feel anything. People will say that why the animal is actually moving his leg, because when you cut the channel, the oxygen towards the brain being cut off. So the brain will tell the body, where's oxygen? I want more oxygen. So the body is actually start to actually sending all the blood there. That's why when you slaughter animal in Islamic way, the blood, the meat will be cleansed from all the blood, because the blood is actually, everything is there. The blood is actually is like we say a highway for food, for oxygen, but at the same time for carbon dioxide, and also for any waste from the body to be taken away. So if you let the blood inside the body, it will make the body the body of the animal become quickly to become rotten. That's why when you slaughter, you have that things. So when in Islam, when you chop off the head, is actually to make sure that the person doesn't feel anything. Whatever he feel, the punishment from Allah, that is what actually Allah Ta'ala will give him. But we cannot torture the person because of the crime that he did. You don't torture them. You just punish them correctly, because you cannot torture anybody. That's why in here he said that la'allakum tattaqun, so that you will not be overexceeding any boundaries of justice and justice and also fairness. That's why the killing must be done, then finish, not to torture the person. But if you give a person and that being killed, his family being killed by somebody, you give him that killer to them, what do you think they will do? I think they will take the plier, they will hit the head, because they will not kill the person fairly. Okay. Al-Waqfatul Khamisatu, fifth station, or fifth, looking into the ayah, anna hadhil qa'idatal azimata, that this great rule, faqat makana sariyan masral masal inda ba'dil mutaakhirin, is actually exceeding whatever being said as a proverb by some of people in our time. Wa huwa qauluhum al-qatlu anfa lil-qatli, that killing is actually more al-qatlu anfal al-qatli, that killing is actually more stopping or more halting towards the killing. Means that if you don't kill, the kill will continue. So killing is actually more stopping towards another killing. That is become what we say as the proverb being said today by some people. So they use this proverb saying that killing is stopping for another killing. The thing that will stop the killing is killing, not by anything else. He say here, وَقَدْ اشْتَغَلَ جَمْعٌ مِنَ الْبَلَّاغِيِّينَ فِي تَحْلِيلِ هَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ الْقُرْآنِيَّةِ. Some of the people who work into the knowledge of literature, of Arabic literature, they work into poetry and everything. They try to examine this rule that we are learning today for the second day. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you in the lawful retribution there is life. They try to understand why Allah Ta'ala used this term. Lilbahthi al-mawatini ijaziha al-mutqan, to find out about the place, the point in this rule that is actually so simple, so short. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you in the lawful retribution there is life. It's short. You have to explain it actually. They try to understand it. And wa muqaranatiha bil masal mashhur alladhi takarrara wa taraddada ala al-sunnati kathirun udaba, and to compare it with the proverb that is actually so famous, that being repeatedly being mentioned on the tongue of many of the people of linguistic people. They actually they care about linguistic. Say they use that terms. Al-qatlu anfa lil qatli. Killing is actually more stopping for the killing. To stop killing, you have to kill. He said something like that. They said, wal kutab wasahafiyin, and also writers, and also for the reporters. All of them is using these terms. Dhalikum wa qaulul Arab. That is the saying of the Arab. Al-qatlu anfa lil qatli. Killing is more stopping, more stopping towards killing. Faza'ama ba'duhum annahu afsahu. So some of them, while examining and comparing what we learned, that Allah said, walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the lawful retribution there is life. They compare it with killing is more stopping for the killing. Some of them thought that the killing is more stopping towards killing is more eloquent than our rule that we learn from the Qur'an. Alatina hanu bisaril hadis anha, that we are talking about it now. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the lawful retribution there is life. So he said here, wa qabla bayanil muqaranati yahsunu iradu kalimatil muharrarati matinatin li Abi Bakrin al-Baqilani. Before we do the comparison, it's good for us to show the words that is being said and so powerful by Abu Bakr al-Baqilani. He's one of the person that actually writing in the knowledge of the Quran, the sciences of the Quran. He actually one of the writer that wrote about that. He's from the 400 to 300 Hijrah person. It's not from our time, maybe 1,000 years ago. He said, "Haythu yaqulu kalaman." That means he said words to explain about whenever a person try to compare the word of a human with the word of God, because the word of Quran is the word of Allah. So you should not be comparing. But still people start to compare. Then he said, huwa kal qa'idati baina halin, is actually is like a rule bayyana kal qa'idati bayyana hala man yuridu an yuqarina, is actually a rule that explain the position whoever want to compare baina kalamillah wa kalami khalqihi, by the words of Allah and the words of his creatures. This is what rule that being said by Abu Bakr al-Baqilani. He said, فَإِنِ اشْتَبَهَ عَلَى مُتَعَدِّبٍ وَمُتَشَاعِرٍ أَوْ نَاشِئٍ أَوْ مُرْمِدٍ فَصَاحَةَ الْقُرْآنِ. If ever become unclear for those who call, as they are saying, the noble person that have the eloquent in saying, or the poet who say about that, or any new person, or murmidin, he said here, anybody that their eyes is actually have something in their eyes, they are not looking carefully. If ever they can become clear for them, fasahat al-Quran, the eloquent of al-Quran, famuqimu balaghatihi wa ajiba bara'atihi fama alayka minhu. Then the position of the eloquent of the Quran, and also the greatness of the Quran, fama alayka minhu, you don't have to care about them. Innama yukhbiru an nafsihi wa yadullu ala ajzi, because that person, whenever they say something, they try to compare the words of Allah with the words of the creatures, he's actually telling about the weakness of their self. Wa yadullu ala ajzi, and is showing showing his incapability. Wa yubayyinu an jahli, and also he's explaining about his ignorance, unknowing. Wa yusarrihu bi sakhafati fahmihi, and also he actually saying clearly about the wrongness of his understanding, wa rakakati aqlihi, and also the weakness of his mind. Because that is actually the thing, because you cannot ever compare the words of God who create you and the creatures, who whatever their position. Because we know that in the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when the Prophet recite the Quran to all the Arabs, that among them people who more eloquent than people in our time. There's no people in our time more actually eloquent or can say poet better than the people at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him. But when the Prophet ﷺ recite the Quran, all the Arabs surrendered. Among them, people who actually being called as noble, because the poet is actually in the tip of the tongue. They can say the poet anytime. But when they listen to the Quran, all of them is actually cannot do anything. And by that, Allah Ta'ala is actually challenging them. Like in the ayah of the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 22, 23 and 24. 23 and 24, Allah Ta'ala said, Wa in kuntum fi raibim mimma nazzalna ala abdina. And if you are actually uncertain about whatever we send down to our servant Muhammad, you don't think that he actually got that from us, from Allah, fa'tu bi suratin min misli, then bring forth one surah like unto the Quran. One surah like unto the Quran. The shortest surah in the Quran is 3 ayah only. Surah Al-Kawthar is 3 verse only. So Allah is challenging them. If you don't agree that Muhammad, whatever he bring for you is not from us, you don't think it's from us, then challenge being done to them, bring forth like unto the Quran. Like unto the Quran, one surah only, one surah. Not the 114 surah. One surah only. Not like this longest surah, like Surah Al-Baqarah. It has 286 verse. No, one surah. It doesn't mention about the surah to be long. It just say one surah. And one surah in the Quran, the shortest one is actually 3 ayah. Inna a'tainakal kautsar fasalli rabbika wanhar inna syani'aka huwal abtar. Surah Al-Kautsar, 3 verse only. So Allah Ta'ala challenging them. Wadu'u syuhada'akum min dunillah. And call upon your witness. The genie, you want to call the genie, you want to call anybody. Call them. Other than Allah. In kuntum sadiqin, if you really being truthful in your saying. So that's the thing, that Allah Ta'ala challenging them. So originally, like we said here, you don't have to compare, because surely you cannot compare the saying of the human being with the saying of Allah. But anyway, because people is using that terms, al-qatlu, anfa lil-qatli, killing is more stopping for the killing. They don't want to look into the what Allah Ta'ala said, and for you in the lawful retribution, there is life. There is life. They want to do this. They use the whatever proverb been taught by all the people of linguistic in Arabic. So that first thing. So you don't have to compare. Anyway, wabil muqaranati, if you want to compare, wabil muqaranati baina ma nahnu bi sadadihi min hadhil qa'idatil qur'aniyyati, and while we want to compare whatever we actually talking about it now, that is the rule of a Quranic rule. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you in the lawful retribution there is life. Wa baina dhalikal masal, and that proverb, al-qatlu anfa lil-qatli, killing is more stopping for the killing. Zahara ma yali, it will come for, when we compare, it will come to whatever after this. There's actually around 6 point, that when we compare, we can see clearly that the Quranic rule that we learn today is actually more eloquent and more satisfying for understanding than al-qatlu anfa lil-qatli. He said here, firstly, inal huruf al-qa'idatal Qur'aniyyah, that the letters of the Quranic rule, fil qisasi hayatun, in the lawful retribution there is life. If you count all the letters, is actually lesser numbers min ibaratil arabi, from the Arabs proverb, al-qatlu anfa al-qatli, because in Arabic the shorter the word is actually more eloquent than the longer one. The shorter one. So when they count the letter, then the letter in the Quranic rule is lesser than the other one. Second, al-qa'idatul Qur'aniyyah dzakaratil qisasa, that the Qā'idah, the Quranic rule mention qisas, that is lawful retribution. Being said, eye and eye for an eye, but this one lawful retribution, either in harm or in death. There is lawful retribution. He said here, walam takul qatl, and the Qā'idah, the rule of Quran doesn't say killing. It doesn't say kill. It say lawful retribution. Fashamulat kullama tuqabilu bihil janayatu ala anfusi. So it's actually we say to cover every things that is actually being did to the crime of the body, to the crime of the life, of the soul, or lesser than the soul. Actually, like we say, either harm or killing, death or harm. Because when you say about qisas, if a person broke your fingers, if the break can be done back to the person, you can do that. If not more than what is supposed to. Like the person hit your hand one time and he broke your hand. So you can broke back the other person's hand. But only you can do that if the hitting just one hit and the same broke happen. If you need to hit 3 times, then the broke will happen, then it will not be done. Then it will be changed into fine or compensation. Breaking a person hand or making him to lose one of his finger. This is actually equivalent for 10 camel. 2 fingers, 20 camel. 3 fingers, 30 camel. Or if you make the person to lose the use of their hand, become paralyzed, then you have to pay 100 camel. So sometimes, like we said last week, if you learn the law in Islam, you will surely afraid to do harm to others. You will think carefully, because if you slap a person in his ear and making the person to become deaf, so you have to pay 50 camels. It's half, because you have 2 ears, one being damaged. So is it 50 camel? One eye, 50 camel. Both eye, 100 camel. 100 camel is actually almost around 500,000, because one camel is around 4,000 to 5,000 ringgit. You times into 100, that is the compensation that the family or the person should get, actually. So you say here, because the word being used is kisos, lawful retribution. It doesn't say killing. So the word being used in the Quran, in the Quranic rule, encompasses all the harm being done to the body, to the soul, or lesser than that. Min uqubatil mumathilati, from among the things that can be done fairly. That we said, if the person broke your hand, if you can broke the hand, it is the same as he did it to you, then you can do the same. If not, it will be changed into compensation. If you can do that, then you do that. Like a person slap you, you can slap him back. Actually, that is what the word in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and everything is actually being done back to anybody doing that. As long as it's the same equivalent. If not, then it will be changed into compensation, because we cannot do the kisos more than what the person did to us. That's the thing. Okay. Wahaddatil amr bi an yakuna uqubatan wa jazaan li khata'in sabiqin. And it's actually the word kisos, haddatil amr, is bounded. It make a boundaries for the matter, so that it become a punishment and also retribution for any past mistake. Not la mujarrid udwan, not because of the enmity between the person, not because we angry. No, not the angry we insert into the punishment, just to take back whatever been done to you. Do it back to the person. If you can have the similar effect, similar effect or similar ending. If not, then compensation. Wahada ainul ad, and this is actually the real justice, because you pay whatever you do, not more than that, not more than that. But the thing is actually the word kisos is actually encompasses all anything being done to the body, either death or any injuries, all of it must be fairly being lawful retribution being done. That the word kisos. Amma ibaratul Arabi, while the proverb, the Arabic proverb, is only mentioning killing. Al-qatlu anfa lil qatli. Killing is more stopping toward the killing. It's just saying about the killing. Nothing more than that. Walam tuqayyiduhu bi an yakuna uqubatan. And it doesn't say there it's actually lawful retribution. Just saying the killing. So people will take matters into their own hand. You're afraid about that because this word killing is more stopping for the killing. So this killing by the word kisos is actually lawful retribution. This one is killing. Then everybody will think about by themselves and doing everything by their own mind. Surely havoc will happen to the society. Because killing is more stopping for the killing. You know, a person will see the government looking at the minister or prime minister. He said that this guy is taking so much money. So killing will stop all the corruption in the country. Will start to making people to do take matters into their own hand. That's essentially not right. Walam tushir ila mabda'il ad, and the word killing, more stopping towards killing. It doesn't show anything to the base of justice. Fahiya qasiratun wa qisatun. So the wording is so short and also not encompassing everything. It's just about killing. It's more stopping than for the killing. It's not for justice. Thirdly, the third one, to compare the Quranic rule and the proverb of the Arab proverbs, Arab saying, Al-Qa'idatul Qur'aniyyah fil qisasi hayatun, that the Quranic rule in lawful retribution, there is life. Nasat ala thubutil hayati bitakriri hukmil qisas, is mentioned about fixing life. Means that there is life by doing the qisas, by doing the lawful retribution. Ammal mathalul arabi, while the proverb of our Arabic proverb, fadhakar nafil qatli, is just mentioned about stopping the killing. Wa huwa la yadullu ala ma'na alladhi yadullu alayhi lafzul hayah. And stopping killing, it doesn't show the word that being used in our rule, hayah. Killing and also life is actually not equivalent. It's not the same. For you to say that killing is stopping for the killing. Why? But this actually in the Quranic rule, lawful retribution, inside it there is life. There is life inside lawful retribution. There's life inside there. So the goal is for living, not the goal to eliminate the life. Number 4, Al-Qa'idatul Qur'aniyyah khaliyatun min aibit tikrar. The Quranic rule is actually empty from the shameness of repeating. Because in Arab, to repeat words 2 times and 3 times is actually become uneloquent. It's actually a person that doesn't know rightful way to talk, only will always repeat and repeat. Such as I said here, I said, this is Ali. His house is in Shah Alam. So you don't repeat the name Ali for the second time. If you say this is Ali, Ali's house is in Shah Alam. When you say something like that, you are considered as uneloquent. Because you have to repeat. Because the pronouns, self-pronouns is enough to show to Ali. Because you say his house. Hada Aliyun baituhu fi Shah Alam. So you don't repeat the word Ali. If you don't have that eloquentness, you say Hada Aliyun baitu Aliyin fi Shah Alam. You keep on repeating. So the in the Quranic rule, you don't have that words, that repetition. You only have fil qisasi hayatun. In the lawful retribution, there is life. You don't repeat. But in that Arabic proverbs, you have that repetition. Al-qatlu anfa lil-qatli. The word qatl means repeated for 2 times. Then actually it's opposite for the Arabic proverb allati takarrarat fihi kalimatul qatl marratain, that the word qatl or killing being repeated 2 times fi jumlatin qasiratin, in short in a short words or short sentence. Number 5, al-qa'idatul Qur'aniyyah sarihatun fi dalalatiha ala ma'aniha, that the Quranic rule is so clear in its meaning, in its sign or showing towards its meaning. Mustaghniyatan bi kalimatiha an takdiril mahdhufat, is actually enough with its words only from having any elimination of words. Elimination of words is actually like when we talk, a person said, what is your name? So the person who answered can say Ali. You actually eliminate the words my name is Ali. My name is not being mentioned. You just say Ali. So elimination is happened there. That's what in Arabic, there are certain words or usage phrases that have an elimination of meaning. The meaning is not mentioned, but from you understand what being done. Like such as when I take my pen and want to write, and I said Bismillah, meaning that in the name of Allah I write. I write in the name of Allah. Or when you say you open the door, Bismillah, means that I open this door in the name of Allah. So you eliminate things or words there. So in the Quranic rule, walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the lawful retribution there is life. No elimination being done to any words there. Bikhilafil ibarat al-Arab, is actually opposite for the Arabic proverb. Faya tahtaju ila iddati takdirat, it have to have few elimination of words. Hatta yastaqima ma'naha, until its meaning become right or true. Idh la budda fiha min thalathat takdirat, because there is not because you have to have inside that al-qatlu anfa lil qatli, you have to have three elimination, 3 words being eliminated from that sentence. He said here, wahiya kama yali, it is like this. Al-qatlu mean killing, qisasan, lawful retribution, means that killing by lawful retribution. Anfa is more stopping. Tarkuhu min tarkihi is more stopping than to left it out. Lil qatli, for killing. Amdan wa udwana, killing intentionally, and enmity, because of enmity. So you have to put in between all the words to become clear the meaning. Means that the killing by lawful retribution is more stopping than lefting out for the killing that actually because of enmity or because of intention killing. So if you put it there, then you can understand the meaning. Because the original intention, they want to say that if you left not to kill the person who killing others because of enmity, because the animosity between them, or because they intentionally want to kill them. So you stop from killing this, then the killing will continue. So that's why the killing by lawful retribution, qisas, is actually will stop, more stopping towards the killing of people by enmity or animosity, or also the intentionally, not unintentionally, intentionally killing. So you have to eliminate at least three words there to make sure that the proverb being said is actually understood in Arabs. So it's actually opposite the Quranic rule. Number 6, fil Qā'idah al-Qur'aniyyah salasatun. in the Quranic rules, there is actually a chain of actually a meaning. The chain meaning means that when you recite it, listimaliha ala hurufin mutala'imah, because the word there that combine to make the Quranic rule is actually so near to be mentioned. Because we know that in Arabic, when you mention the letter, some letter will come out from your lips, and some of it from your behind your teeth, and some of it inside your throat. So when you look into the letters in the Quranic rule, walakum fil qisasi hayatun ya ulil albab, walakum fil qisasi hayatun. The word is actually all the letter is actually so near to each other to be pronounced. So that is actually called as easy to be mentioned. Sahlatu tatabu'u, and easy to be follow up. Fi nutqi in saying. Amal ibaratul arabiyatu, while the Arabic proverbs, fa fiha tikrar harful qaf mutaharrik baina sakinain. Is actually there is the repetition of the letter qaf. Al-qatlu anfa lil qatli. Al-qatlu, because the word qaf is actually inside. Al-qatlu, qatlu, anfa. And this is actually the letter here, anfa lil qatli. You from behind on the start, from your lips, you go into inside and come out again. By sakinain, and between two sakinain, two letter that have the sakinah vowel sign. Sakinah vowel sign is actually when you say ab, ak, ka, as. So any letter of the Arabs, when you put the sakinah, they must be stopped at that. Af, at, aq. So all being said. So the word al-qatlu is between two sakinah. The before it is actually the lam, al, and after it qat, ta. The ta is actually sakinah. So al-qatlu, al, you stop it, al-qatlu. So it's between two sakinah. Wa fi hadha thaklun ala natiqi, and in this way it's actually heavy for whoever want to mention the proverb. So it's actually that is 6 comparison between the proverb that the people use and the rule of the Quran. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the lawful retribution there is life. Wa ba'du, and after all that, fa inna li hadhihi al-muqaranati al-balaghiyati al-mujizati qissatan akhtamu biha hadithi. And essentially for this comparison, for literature comparison, simple literature comparison, there is a story that I want to finish my discussion fi hadhihi al-qa'idati al-Qur'aniyyati, in this Quranic rule. Wahia, that is anna allamata Mahmud Shakir, that the one of the scholar of linguistic named Mahmud Shakir rahimahullah, qara'a maqalatan li ahadi sahafiyin. He read writing of one of the journalists. Yuqarriru fiha an al-ibarat al-qatla ibarat an al-ibarata al-qatlu anfa lil qatli, that he want to say that the saying of Arabs, killing is more stopping than for killing. He said that more ablagu min hadhil qa'idatil qur'aniyatil muhkamati, is more eloquent than the Quranic rule, walakum fil qisasi hayatun, And for you, inside the lawful distribution, there is life. Fadaqa sadru Sheikh Mahmud Shakir jiddan. So the feeling of this Sheikh Mahmud Shakir, he becomes so narrow, so tight, because of that whatever he read from the writing of the journalist. Wasafa bihadhihi al-kalimata bi annaha kafirah, and he said that this type of saying from that journalist is considered as making his become disbeliever. In Islam, there are things that you should not do from the saying or everything that can make you become outside of the religion. So that's why for your action, whatever inside your heart, whatever you mention by your saying, and whatever you do with your body, you should careful about some things that actually will annul your Islam, will annul your Islam. So carefully about what you say. So this saying from that journalist considered by Sheikh Mahmud Shakir as something that is actually outside of Islam, not from a Muslim perspective to say something like that. Fakataba waqtaha ila al-adib al-kabir Mustafa Sadiq Rifa'i rahimahullah. And so he wrote to one of the people of literature, known as literature, very big person, named Mustafa Sadiq Rifa'i rahimahullah. Yastahithuhu alal jawab, urging him to answer back whatever being wrote by the journalist. And hadid da'wal muzifah, about this claim, this not unproven claim by that person. Yaqulu Sheikh Mahmud Shakir, Sheikh Mahmud Shakir said, rahimahullah, walad dam fi ra'si, my blood is boiling inside my head. Hina ra'aitul katiba, when I saw this writer, yaluju fi tafdili qawl al-arabi, he tried to provoke to in making the position is more for the Arabic saying al-qatlu anfa lil-qatli, killing is more stopping for the killing, ala qawlillahi, upon the saying of Allah, fi kitabil hakim, inside his kitab, inside his book wisdom, wisdom book, walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the qisas there is life. Baqarah verse number 179. Fadhakartu hadhihi al-ayati al-qailati, then I remember this ayah that in the Quran, in Surah Al-An'am verse number 121. Wa inna syayatina la yuhuna ila awliyaihim, and verily the Satan, all the Satan is actually giving revelation to those who giving their oath or their life to the Satan. Means Satan will always give them something for them to say and to talk about. Fafi unukika amanatul muslimin. Then I wrote to Sheikh Mustafa Sadiq Arifai, fafi unukika amanatul muslimin, on your head, on your shoulder, there is the amanah. Amanah means that something that you have to do for the Muslim. Jami'an, all of them. Lataktubanna fi raddi ala hadhil kalimatil kafirah. You have to write an answer to this disbeliever or kafir words. Liizhari wajhil jazi fil Qur'an al-Karim, so that you show the side of miracle in the Quran, in this ayatul Quran Karim, in the ayah. Wa aina yakunu mawqi'ul kalimatil jahiliyati minha, and where is the words that not Islamic by position with this ayah? You have to write. He said to the sheikh, the other sheikh, Mustafa Sadiq Arifai. So he said, فَإِنَّ هَذِهِ الزَّنْدَقَةَ إِنْ تَرَقْتَ تَأْخُذُ مَأْخَذَهَا فِي النَّاسِ. Because this person, this zindiq person, a zindiq person in Islam, he is a person who do in Islam something that making him go outside of Islam, but he doesn't want to clarify that he's non-Muslim. He said, I am still a Muslim, but he's doing things that making him go outside Islam. That's zindiq. So Syekh Mahmud Shakir told Syekh Mustafa Sadiq Rifai, said that because this zindiq, this person, if you left him, let he go, ta'khudhu ma'khadaha fin nas, he will take his position inside the people, all the people mind. Ja'alat al-birra fajira, it will make a bad, an evil, a goodness become badness. Wa zadat al-fajiru fujura, and those who do badness will become more in their badness. Hum bi'abud zandaqatil adibati, they are the wolf of literature, that is zindiq. Allati ja'alat hammuha, that making their concern antalagal wulughaha fi bayan al-Qur'an, that they want to leak their saying into to the eloquentness of Al-Quran. The Quran is there, but they want to say something about that. Ila akhiri kalamihi, until the last of whatever being wrote by Syekh Mahmud Shakir. Falamma balagha hadha al-kalam al-adib ar-rafi'i ghadiba ghadbatan mudarriyatan. When this saying, this writing arrived at Syekh Mustafa Sadiq Ar-Rifai, he become angry so fiercely. Wan bara liraddi hadil kalimatil athimati, and he start to answer to that wording being wrote by the journalist. Fi bid'i safahat min kitabih ar-ra'i, in few pages of his beautiful book Wahyul Qalam. There's a book called Wahyul Qalam. Lakhasna shay'an minha. We actually, our author said, we do a little simplification from that book. Fima dhakartuhu anifa, in whatever I mentioned it just now. Fajazahullahu khaira, may Allah Ta'ala grant him goodness. Wa ghafarahu lahu, then may Allah Ta'ala forgive him. Wa ilahuna yantahi ma aradtu bayanuhu, and until here is why I want to explain hawla hadhil qa'idatil Qur'anil karimati, about this Quranic rule. Walakum fil qisasi hayatun, and for you inside the lawful retribution there is life. That is the thing that until now is proven. The whatever being told by Allah for us to do from the side of punishment in certain crime is actually stopping the crime to happen. That's why if you make a comparison, like in the country that you doing the hudud that told by Allah, like Saudi Arabia, the crime rate in Saudi Arabia for 1 year is equivalent actually for in New York for 1 hour. 1 hour in New York, the same as 1 year in Saudi. This is proven, this is known to many people, but still some people will say that the punishment is so cruel, unhuman. I thought I did mention last week that a journalist from BBC, she went to Jeddah, and when in Jeddah, she was brought to one place. She went to the mall and everything, and until at the mall, she was surprised when azan being called, all the shop being closed suddenly. So she just, what happened? So anyway, they brought her to a mosque in Jeddah, where there is a place for the hudud or the Islamic punishment to be implement, there to be taken away. So there's 3 stage being put there. So the woman said to the person that is taking care of that place, a doctor, he said to the doctor, PhD, he said to the doctor, we in Western country, we left out the capital punishment already because we said it's actually inhuman and cruel. So the doctors answered to her, there's 2 sides for everything. You are saying this because you are the 3rd person. But if ever the crime being done to your family, what will you say? Such as your mother being killed. What do you want from the government to do to the killer? So certainly the face of the woman change. Because she know the answer. Surely she want justice. What's justice? For the killer, for the murderer of his family, also of her family. That's the thing that sometimes people say about human right. They actually they left out the victims' right. The victims' right. The victims also are human. They should get their right, not only the criminal. In our time right now, most of the lawyers is actually try to make sure that all the criminal is getting their right, not the victims. Wallahu alam. We stop here, alhamdulillah. We finish our 19th rule. Any question? Before this question? No. Alhamdulillah. So no question. So inshallah we continue with our 20th rule next week. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.